I have a small selection of gouges, but I didn't own a bent gouge, and this is particularly useful for scooping out the bottom of a bowl. This one here, I've just made it. I didn't video it, it was just a bit of practice. I forged it out of an old file and it works very well. I think I can improve on it though, so in this video I'm going to make another one and I'll show you how I went about it. For this gouge I'm going to take the guesswork out of it. I'm not using a file, I'm using a piece of 1075 steel, so I know what I'm working with. I'm sure there's better steels to use to make a gouge, but 1075 is easy to work with for a beginner like me anyway. And from what I've read, it's still not a bad choice for making a gouge. The edges of the gouge need to taper back towards the neck, just the same as what I've done here. I forged these ones in, and I can't do that now on this one because I got carried away and I put the curve of the gouge in first, and because I've done that I can't put any pressure from the side now because I'll affect that curve. I suppose I could put the curve back in afterwards, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to mark it out this time and then cut that with the angle grinder. But if I make one of these again, then I will definitely forge that taper in first and then put the curve of the gouge in afterwards. I'll put it back in the forge now and finish shaping the neck and the tang, and then I'll put a bend in the gouge and it will be an S bend. It will bend from here and then the tang will bend the opposite way back up here. Over the years I've made quite a few of these octagonal handles, and I've always just free-handed them on the belt sander, and they come out okay, but I thought it would be good to make a quick simple jig so it makes them more accurate and repeatable. So I've just thrown this together. It's just hot glue, but you could do a better job of that, I suppose. The idea of it is this base here has a curve on it, and that's the curve of the handle, and using the bandsaw we can put a cut on each face to follow that template there. And all I've done is put 2 screws either side. I have ground a point on the end of those on the belt sander just so it spins a little bit nicer, and then the idea is we just push that through the bandsaw. But what I've got here, I've just put a block there so I can hold this block against it, and then this one goes up against the blank, holds it in position. This end here is 90 degrees, it'll hold that, we put it through, and then we spin the blank round 45 degrees, and then I've put this 45V in there, and then that will hold that in place, and keep doing that, swap it back round to the 90 and keep doing it until we have a handle. I've clamped this piece of plywood to my bandsaw table, and I've taken a little notch out here, and that allows me to line up the edge of the plywood to the outside kerf of the blade. And then using the jig we can ride that along that edge there and make our cut. Now time to test it out, but before I do that, I've got some surgery to do on this dinosaur. Apparently the dinosaur has eaten a Tasmanian devil, and I've been given the task of trying to save him. Ooh, I think I've got him. There we go. It may not look the best, and I could probably do a better job of forging it. I've got some ideas how I could improve on that. I'm not 100% sure that was the best way of doing the bolster, but it did work. So I'm open to any suggestions, because this is all new to me. I'm just having a go, but I'm enjoying it and it's fun. But what I can say is it works absolutely fantastic, as good as any gouge that I own. It carved the whole of this bowl without any sharpening or even seeing the strop. It did the whole thing in one go, so I reckon that's pretty good. This is kiln dried hardwood as well. It's not the most dense hardwood, but it's still hardwood. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.